Shanti. This is the Sakar Murli of 27 of February 2024. Essence. Sweet children constantly have thoughts of remembrance of the Father and churn the ocean of knowledge. And new points will continue to emerge and you will remain happy. Question. Whose wonder is the greatest in this drama and why? Answer number 1. The greatest wonder is that of Shiv Baba because he makes you into angels in a second. He teaches you such a study that you become deities from human beings. No one in the world, only the Father, can teach you this study. Second, it is the Father's task to give each of you a third eye of knowledge and take you from darkness into the light and save you from stumbling. No one else can perform such a wonderful task. Om Shanti. The spiritual father explains every day to you children, and you children listen while considering yourselves to be souls. Just as the Father is incognito, so this knowledge too is incognito. No one is able to understand what a soul is or what the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul is. You children should have the firm habit of considering yourselves to be souls. The Father is speaking this knowledge to us souls. You have to use your intellect to understand this and then act. However, you still have to do your business, etc. If someone calls you, it would surely be by your name. You have a name and form. That is why you are able to speak. You can do anything, but you simply have to make it firm that you are souls. The entire praise is of the incorporeal one. If there is praise of corporeal deities, it is because the Father made them praiseworthy. They were praiseworthy and the Father is again making them praiseworthy. This is why there is praise of the incorporeal one. If you think about it, there is so much praise of the Father and He does so much service. He is all powerful. He can do anything. We praise Him very little. There is a lot of praise of Him. Even Muslims say, God, Allah commanded this. Now, in front of whom did He give this command? He gives this command to the children who become deities from human beings. God, Allah would have given this command to someone. It is to you children that He explains. No one else has this knowledge. You children now know that this knowledge will disappear. Buddhists also say that, and Christians too say that, but no one knows what command He gave. The Father is explaining Alpha and Beta to you. Souls cannot forget remembering the Father. Souls are imperishable and remembrance is also imperishable. The Father too is imperishable. They sing Allah said this. However, who is He and what did He say? They don't know this at all. They have said that God Allah is in the pebbles and stones, and so how could they know Him? They pray on the path of devotion. You now know that whoever comes, they have to pass through the stages of Sato, Rajo and Tamo. When Christ and Buddha come, everyone has to come down after them. There is no question of ascending. The Father comes and enables everyone to ascend. The bestower of salvation for all is one. No one else comes to great salvation, to grand salvation. Just think, if Christ came, to whom would He sit and explain? You need a very good intellect to understand these things. You should create new methods. You have to make effort and extract jewels. Therefore, Baba says, churn the ocean of knowledge and write down points. Then read over them to see what's been missed out. Whatever part Baba has, that will continue. The Father is speaking the same knowledge that He did in the previous cycle. You children know that those who belong to A religion will come down after whoever comes to establish that religion. How would they enable others to ascend? They have to come down the ladder. First there is happiness, then sorrow. This play is made in a very fine way. It is necessary to churn the ocean of knowledge. They do not come to grant salvation to anyone. They come in order to establish a religion. There is only the one ocean of knowledge. No one else has this knowledge. The play of happiness and sorrow within this drama applies to everyone. You have more happiness than sorrow. Since you play parts in the drama, there must definitely be happiness. The Father would not cause sorrow. The Father gives happiness to everyone. At that time, there is peace in the whole world. There cannot be peace in a land of sorrow. You will only receive peace when you go back to the land of peace. The Father sits here and explains, never forget that you are with Baba. Baba has come to make us into deities from devils. When the deities are living in salvation, the rest of the souls remain in the soul world. The greatest wonder in this drama is that of the unlimited Father, the one who makes you into angels. You become angels through this study. People on the path of devotion don't understand anything. They continue to rotate a rosary. Some remember Hanuman, some remember others. What is the benefit of remembering them? Baba said Maharathi, and they have shown someone riding an elephant. The Father explains all of these things. When an eminent person goes somewhere, he is treated with so much splendor. They would not do that for anyone else. You know that at this time the whole tree has reached its state of decay. All are born through poison. You should now have the feeling that there is no question of poison in the golden age. The Father says, I make you into multimillionaires. Sudama too became a multimillionaire. You all do everything for yourselves. The Father says you become so elevated through this study. Everyone listens to that Gita and studies it. This one also used to study it, but when the Father sat and spoke this knowledge, he became wonderstruck. He attained salvation through the Father's Gita. What did human beings sit and create? They say God, Allah said this. However, they don't understand who Allah is. If even those who belong to the deity religion don't know God, how could those who come later know? The Gita, the jewel of all the scriptures, has been made wrong. So what is there in other scriptures? The things that the Father spoke to us children have disappeared. You are now listening to the Father and becoming deities. We all have to settle our accounts of this old world, and we souls will then become pure. Whatever accounts we have to settle will be settled. We are the first ones to go and the first ones to come. All the rest will settle their accounts by having to endure punishment. Don't go too much into those aspects. First, enable everyone to have the faith that the Father is the bestower of salvation for all. Only the one Father is the teacher and the Sadguru. He is bodiless. How much knowledge there is contained within that soul. He is the ocean of knowledge and the ocean of happiness. There is so much praise of him. He too is a soul. That soul comes and enters a body. No soul other than the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, can be praised. They all praise bodily beings. That one is the Supreme Soul. No soul without a body apart from the incorporeal Father can be praised. The sanskars of knowledge are within the soul. How many sanskars of knowledge are within the Father? He is the ocean of love, the ocean of knowledge. Can this praise belong to a soul? This praise cannot be of any human being. Sri Krishna is the first number prince in the golden age. The Father comes and gives you children the inheritance. This is why he is praised. The birth of Shiva is as valuable as a diamond. What do the founders of religions do when they come? For example, when Christ came, there were no Christians. What knowledge could he give to anyone? At the most, he would say, behave well. Many other human beings continue to say that, but no one can give the knowledge of how to attain salvation. They have all received their own individual parts. They have to pass through the stages of Sato, Rajo, and Tamo. How could a Christian church be built when he first comes? It is only when there are many of them and devotion begins that a church is built. A lot of money is required to build a church. Money is also required for wars. Therefore, the Father explains that this is the human world tree. Can a tree be hundreds of thousands of years old? That just doesn't tally. The Father says, "Oh children, you became so senseless. You are now becoming sensible. You will come and be ready to rule the kingdom at the start." They come alone, and the number of them grows later. The deities are the foundation of the tree, and then 3 tubes emerge from them. Then small sects later emerge. There is growth, and later they are praised. However, there is no benefit. Everyone has to come down. You are now receiving this entire knowledge. They say God is knowledgeful, but no one knows what knowledge that is. You are now receiving knowledge. The lucky chariot is definitely needed. Only when the Father enters this ordinary body does this one become lucky. In the golden age, all are multi-million times lucky. Each of you is now receiving a third eye of knowledge through which you become Lakshmi and Narayan. You only receive knowledge once. People stumble along in the darkness of the path of devotion. Knowledge is the day. There is no stumbling in the day. The Father says, by all means, open a Gita Pathsala in your home. There are many who say we cannot run it, and so they give their space to others. That too is good. There should be a lot of silence here. This is the holiest of holy classes where you can sit and remember the Father peacefully. We now want to go the land of silence. Therefore, remember the Father with a lot of love. In the golden age, you attain peace and happiness for 21 births. The unlimited Father is the one who gives you an unlimited inheritance. Therefore, you should follow such a Father. You should not have arrogance. It will make you fall. You need to have a lot of patience. No stubbornness, brackets physical force, body consciousness is called force. You have to become very sweet. Deities are so sweet, they have a lot of attraction. The Father is making you become like them. Therefore, you should remember such a Father so much. So you children should remember this again and remain cheerful. This one has the faith that after leaving his body, he will become that, brackets Narayan. You should first look at the picture of your aim and objective. Those who teach are physical teachers. Here it is the incorporeal Father, the one who teaches souls, who is teaching you. You will remain happy simply by thinking about this. This one has the intoxication of how he becomes Vishnu from Brahma and how Vishnu becomes Brahma. You listen to these wonderful things, imbibe them, and then relate them to others. The Father makes you all into the masters of the world, but it can be understood who will become worthy of ruling a kingdom. It is the Father's duty to uplift the children. The Father makes you all into the masters of the world. The Father says, I do not become the master of the world. The Father sits here and speaks this knowledge through this one's mouth. They speak of the voice from the ether, brackets Akasvani, radio. But they don't understand the meaning of that. True Akasvani is when the Father comes from above and speaks through this Kaumuk, brackets cow's mouth. Words emerge through this mouth. Children are very sweet. They say, Baba, give us toli today. Baba said, children, you will get lots of toli. Good children would say that they are children as well as servants. Baba feels very happy on seeing the children. You children know that very little time remains. So many bombs have been made. Would they be thrown away just like that? Whatever happened in the previous cycle, that is what will happen again. They think that there should be peace in the world. However, that cannot be possible. It is you who establish peace in the world. It is you who receive the prize of the kingdom of the world. And it is the Father who gives it to you. You claim the kingdom of the world through the power of yoga. Through physical power, there is destruction of the world. You gain victory through the power of silence. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for dharana number 1, let your stage be that of having a lot of patience. Follow the Father, never show arrogance about anything. Become as sweet as the deities. Second, in order to remain constantly cheerful, continue to churn this knowledge. Churn the ocean of knowledge. Remain engaged in doing service with the awareness that you are God's children as well as His servants. Blessing, may you be a great soul and remain stable in your form of the mantras. Manmanabhav and Madhyaji Bhav. As well as the blessing of Manmanabhav, you children have also received the blessing of Madhyaji Bhav. Let your form in heaven remain in your awareness. This is known as being Madhyaji Bhav. Those who maintain the intoxication of their elevated attainments can remain stable in the form of the mantra of Madhyaji Bhav. Those who are Madhyaji Bhav are anyway Manmana Bhav. Every thought, word, and deed of such children become great. To become an embodiment of this awareness means to become a great soul. Slogan, happiness is your special treasure. Never let go of this treasure. Slogan, happiness is your special treasure. Never let go of this treasure. Om Shanti.